All right. If no questions, then let's dive into the topic session for today. Bharati, are you able to, or Srini, are you able to record this, sir?
Yeah, live is on.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, masters. So last week we spoke about the truth, the aspects of the truth, and how it relates when we look at the truth. Now, where we left off last week was the idea of me, the voice of me, the personality of me, the individuality of me. How am I looking at my real self through my me? And when I talk to you, I say you. When you talk to me, you say you. But when I talk to myself or yourself, you talk to yourself as me, address yourself as me. What is this me all about? Let's take a minute to understand what the word me means in the context of truth. Anyone would like to refer or maybe elaborate on any of that? What is me? Anyone?
Can you repeat the question?
What is the context of me in relation to truth?
Recognizing who I am.
Recognizing who you are. Okay. Who are you?
Soul.
Soul.
The truth itself.
Right. So me is the person that you accept as your real self. You are not accepting the true self as self, isn't it? When you refer to me, are you referring to soul? Are you referring to this body mind? What are you referring to? Madam? REN? Who was that? REN?
Nene Anjana. Kirtana.
Kirtana. Yeah, tell me. Kirtana. Kirtu. What is that me? Me is in context of body, mind, me, or be me in context of your real self?
Me in the context of real self.
But when you talk to everybody, you are in that context?
No.
Exactly, right? That is the difference. So let's talk about yourself, right? Every one of us will talk about ourselves all the time, right? We say me, mine, myself. How many times you say? Countless times, countless. In just a one simple conversation, in simple one sitting or one discussion or one kind of a topic that you are discussing, how many times we say me, right? We say everything as me, myself, it is mine, right? Through me we say, hey, this is important to me. Are you listening to me? What are they saying to me? Me is everything you believe you are, isn't it? Isn't it true that me is everything what we believe? When I say me, mine, myself, I am not referring to the true self. I am referring to the false self, which is my body and my mind. So me, so how do I define this me? Me is everything, that is related to the character that came out of my own belief system and countless experiences I have lived. So what is this me? It is nothing but a character, is everything that's related to my character that's coming out of your core beliefs, right? It is through the beliefs the life is existing. And then the experiences, the countless experiences I'm going through in every moment. in any language you look at it, in any way you speak at it, the word me only refers to this experience in relation to that belief for that particular character. When I refer to that character is nothing but my body, my mind. So when you understand, when you go deeper into this one thing, me, and you go internalize that me and trying to understand what is this me all about for me, you will start to quickly realize that your life is coming in line towards the truth. Such is the power of me. The moment you start to realize this me who is asking me to do things, this me who is asking me to say things, this me who is making me to think is not the real me. The me in the context of truth is the real self. And that self, I do not have any awareness nor the knowledge. So when I say me, it comes with a lot of baggage. The past memories, the kind of judgments, the assumptions I make in my lifestyle, right? Every day we make assumptions. Every day you have judgments. Every day you have your memory coming in line. Your belief system. All these is what your me is. It's a lot of, it's a baggage, right? So what happens? I am putting an eternal faith in this me. Every one of us is putting such an eternal faith in this me, and you identify with this me, and you feel like I am the one knowing. I'm expert, right? When you talk to others, I know. Right? You don't even allow the other person to say anything. You say, I know. Because you're identifying that I factor to the mind and body, which is me, and you're saying, I know about it. When you know about it, why you are not like that? Nobody's looking at it, right? So when you are sitting with the friends, when you are in a good acquaintance, what happens? You go back, nostalgic moments in your memories. You talk about in many different ways. Oh, I was doing that. Oh, you remember we were there, we were here, we were doing that. So me always refers to that person who is speaking in the conversation. But you don't really give much consideration to what that might be. That's the catch. I refer this countless times in my day conversation, but I don't really look at it to see what this me really means. Every time you say, look at me, look at me, look at me, and you have the attention from every other being, but you don't have the thought process as to what this me is all about, right? You feel sympathetic to your own discussions. You feel sympathetic for your own lifestyle. You feel sympathetic for your way of living, right? Hey, look at me. I'm in such a, sad state. I'm going through this. Please feel sorry for me, victim card. So it is not somebody's idea. Remember this, when you are saying me, it is not somebody's idea. It is your own idea of characterizing who you are with others. With that other can be anything. Even when you stand in front of the mirror and you try to behave as if that, why am I doing it? You're talking to your own, you are still referring to this body mind. Now let's talk in context to the truth. Now in context to the personality, in the context to the body mind, we just referred what is me. Now in context of truth, what is me? Me does not refer to body in the context of truth. Me doesn't describe the energy that moves through us. It doesn't. Me isn't the primal thing. We didn't invent a self, did we? that I can call it me? The self is everywhere. When I say self is everywhere, what does it mean? That self, what I am looking for, is everywhere. There is no me context to that self. Because if that self is broken, if self has number of parts, then you can take one part and then you can give a name to it and then say this is what it is. But self is unbroken. It is ancient, it is immortal, it is eternal, whatever way you look at it, right? And it is unseen. So when does this me starts to live? The moment you start to see the world through your own way of analyzing it, isn't it? Every one of us, when I look at the world, then only my me comes in play, because I look at the world in duality. That is different, this is different. I am different, you are different. You are somebody, I am somebody. You are male, I am female. When you put that context, that is when you refer to me. But in reality, me does not refer to anything that is real. It refers to an imaginative aspect of what you are trying to put or attempting to put in words. That is me. Because this me is what you are. That's it. What you are. The truth is what you are. Your life is truth. That's it. There is nothing like I am living this life, but I still haven't been realized for the truth. That's not it. There is no life. The only life you have is the life of truth. Right? So when I bring this context in my life and trying to unpeel this mystery of me in my own way, in my own sense, in my own private time, we will quickly start to realize that everything that is happening from my childhood, since the early childhood, right? We talk about it, we think about it, we imagine about it, we put, there is a lot of mood shifts that we have. We've got a lot of feedback coming from people who care about it. They have a lot of assumptions on this me, right? Your impressions have been brought based upon this general myth of lifestyle. We spoke about this last week. What is this general myth? Right? It's a personal mythology, right? A collection of stories as we repeat to ourselves and accept that that is the truth. And that's how my belief system got enacted, right? So what happens is my mind is now thinking that it gave a character, it gave a voice to itself. And what my life is seeing is, we don't accept that there is a life before unseen. How many of us accept that there is a life before unseen? Life is everything seen and unseen. It's a combination of seen and unseen, because only life exists. But what I am doing is I don't accept the life that is unseen. I only accept the life that is seen. Because the moment that life comes as seen, I associate myself with that life and I call myself me. Right? Everything I created in my life have a point of view, including my body, isn't it? You have a point of view of your own body. You have a point of view of your own mind. You have a point of view on your own senses. But do you have a point of view on the self that is eternal, that is immortal, that is ancient, that is everywhere, omnipresent, omniscient? No, I don't. Why? Because I don't see it. So the biological programming that is bringing my mind together as I consciously start to be aware, and the deliberate actions that bring, with the attention that I give to my body and mind, I have totally lost my identity of me. What my mind thinks is what I think I am. And we do not decide anything otherwise. Do we? Absolutely no. Have we ever questioned our mind why you are creating this type of thought patterns? because I will never accept the life of unseen. But the truth is, life is everything seen and unseen. It is a combination. The unseen is what comes to you first, then the seen will transform. This kind of self-awareness is the most rewarding in the search of truth, right? So I'm just sitting and doing meditation every day, couple of hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, in another 4 5 hours I'm gonna take sleep, deep sleep and all that. After 7 hours of my journey or 8 hours of it, now I'm a free bird. Another 16 hours I live the life the way I want to live. You will never know the truth. Truth is not something that's going to come at your doorsteps. Right? When you start to understand what is this me, when you are self-aware, it has to guide the evolution through your main character. It has to take you through that journey within to help you understand what is this me all about. Why am I associating myself in everything, whatever is happening to me? Why is that I'm not able to stay as a witness? When somebody says me, you respond to the name, right? And you knows about the history, I say, hey, ABC, oh, I know about ABC. You already made it. But the true meaning of me is not about your physical environment. Can the me be aware of its own self? That is the question. That is the $1 million question that is on the table. Can the me be aware of its own self? Right? So, as and when I start to bring this thought process into my life, slowly the shift will start to happen. Some things that you are enjoying today as an unconscious mind slowly starts to dwell away from your lifestyle. You no longer enjoy those things anymore because those are creating your character. Those are judging you. Those are actually coming and holding you emotionally, physically, mentally. So you will start to, the moment you start to think about this me aspect of it, you will start to very quickly realize that, oh, okay, why am I referring this me as my body, my mind? But those two are not me. I am beyond that. That beyond I cannot see. Because I cannot see that, I assume that I don't know. What is reality? Reality is every person's creation. Right? So the same is true for reality, of your reality. Your reality is your creation. Whatever your mind has created is going to come to you as reality. The judgment that you have in your head and the results of your belief and the past experiences is what reality is. Judgments that you have made in your head and the results of your beliefs. What do I believe? In your past experience, what you have experienced in the past. Right? When you feel you are oppressed of your thoughts, you start to get that feeling that I have to change this thought. It's time to take charge, right? You'll feel re-energized, and then I want to reset myself. I'm actually, in this victim lifestyle. I got to really shift this. I need to do that. You go to gym, you bring dietary restrictions. You say, I want to do that. I want to do that. All that you do it for some time and again back to the same drama. Right? Because you are judging your own me. The me is judging the me. So what happens? The answer will never be productive. It will still be there, but it won't be productive. The end result is not truth. End result is only false. Because the character me itself is false. My assumption to begin with that me is character itself is gone, right? Itself is false. So most of us, when we think about these things, when we try to comprehend these things, when we try to bring those things into our life, we quickly start to realize that, okay, there is something fundamental here, right? That I'm missing. What is that fundamental? Why am I not able to live in peace? Why am I not able to be healthy? Why am I not able to have happiness? Right? And when you are spiritually aware, right? But your beliefs are spellbound, what happens? You're dragged down, you're judgmental. It creates emotions. It creates a non-purity in perception. And that's what is coming to our life again and again, again and again, again and again. We call ourselves we are spiritual beings, but we are lacking the style of spirituality, living the style of that spirituality. If we are able to take time to listen to what we think and say, we have a chance to be more honest with our own selves. This is very, very important, my dear masters. If we take time to listen to what we think and what we say, we have a chance to be perfectly honest with ourselves. Behavior follows belief, and any belief can be modified. If you challenge your own opinions, you can find a way to be authentic in your life. Have you ever challenged your own opinions? The question is, why should you challenge your own opinions? Anyone? Why should you challenge your own opinions? What are you getting out of it?
To contemplate.
It allows you to go deeper to understand what you have created, that frame of thought, right? Somebody comes to you and tells that XYZ is not a good person because he did ABC. You quickly judge that person without even having your own experience, isn't it? So what happens? You are opinionated based upon someone telling you something, but you don't even know the relationship between this ABC and XYZ. But yet you have this frame of opinion. And next time when you meet that ABC, you have your own judgments coming out. You cannot sustain lifestyle that way, right? When I am having the conversation, why do I really need to have the last word? Why can't be the person who is having that conversation choose to do so, right? Why can't I allow that last word to be someone else? Why I should be the one? So what happens is we don't allow this me to change. We drag it to a point where my identity is always established through this my character, me character. So when you invest time in your own self-image, the more difficult it becomes to change. Because now you're not just changing the outset of it. You are resetting everything. That's what it is. You're going to the root of it. You're changing the main character of your own story. Your own story of your excuses to feel victimized, or you are deceiving yourselves, or you are talking with arrogance, or you are the hero of your own character, or your story, whatever that is, right? That you're trying to do. Our mind, the way it is tuned is, it can choose to serve the truth, but not the stories within it. Isn't it? Every one of us are in search of the truth. Your mind has accepted that, okay, there is something beyond the mind, right? We know that. But then when you talk about the stories behind that, it is never going to allow you to do that. There are energies that are available, right? There are tools that are available to create your body, your thought, a dream. A healthy body is a wonderful conduit of energy. It's like it just flows, it just naturally flows, that energy. And aware, and in awareness, your mind can operate wonderfully. And you create such a beautiful reality through your mental space, right? So my body is real, but me is fictional. I created this me. And because my me is fictional, my reality is also fictional, because it is all coming from this me. So who is running the show for me? My me is running the show for me. How many times we have defended our actions and understood why? At times, we always regret of doing things. We consider inexcusable for saying certain things. I don't really mean it. I'm sorry. I should have not said that. After all, I am a human. I would rather have said this. I really didn't mean it. Have we ever wondered and asked this question? Those are the moments where we have to catch that me factor. That me factor is so powerful that it runs your entire life without even noticing, without even we noticing. So when I start to take, right, this me in a serious way, when I start to question this me, then things will start to change. That's the beauty, right? So, and if I don't take this seriously, what is going to happen? This me is going to create fictional stories for me for the eternity of my life, not just this life, even the next life. So when you are saying that I am not the one, the question is, where do you begin? When you are aware of your energy, everything changes. If I am aware of my energy, everything changes surrounding me. I'm aware. Because I'm not aware of anything, whatever is happening, what is going on is everything surrounding me is taking over me. Every movement is taken over. Every situation, the situation is such a small thing in front of you. Me as me, right? Me as the real me. But the situation takes over you and you become such a small, and then the situation is such a big thing. Situation is like universe and you are an entity within the universe. Who gave that situation such a level of power? That me, the fictional me, gave that power, right? When we are saying that you are the creator, when the scriptures are saying, when the masters are saying, when every enlightened master who has been through this journey is saying that you are what you are looking for and you are co-creator. You are no longer the victim of your own beliefs, my dear masters. You are a creator. You are the artist. You create your life the way you want it, right? So, it's like, you're taking, for an artist, right? What does he need? He needs a paintbrush. He needs the colors and then just a paper, piece of white paper, right? A board probably. He'll just go draw. You can draw your life, in the Canva. That's it. That is how simple it is. But I am not able to do that. Why am I not able to do that? I'm not in that awareness situation that whatever this me is carrying surrounding me, the voice of me is so powerful that it is not letting me to take the step back. Every day my scenarios change. Every day my brain behaves differently. Every day I think of nonsensical things, right? Every day I react. Every day I interact. In this interaction and action, see, even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, it is okay for you to do the action, but not the reaction. Why did he say that? Because in action, you are in the reality. You are in that situation. You are just carrying forward. You are in the flow. But when you are reaction, you are attached to the emotion. So reaction is a big no. Action is yes. But what I am trying to look at, I am trying to combine these two to get together. When I am acting on things, I just act upon things. When somebody is saying something that is not in line to my action, I react. It just spontaneously comes out because that me fiction is not letting me to take it. Right? All my choices, whatever I am making, are coming from my character. Every opportunity, every growth, like growth for opportunity, every opportunity for me to adopt, every opportunity for me to change, every skillful activity that I'm doing in my life has to come into our own awareness. So if I ask this fundamental question, I am in that awareness, the answer is a big no. Can any of us say that, okay, yes, I understand you are in absolute way that you are able to realize the truth as it stands, right? So many masters, so many ancient, 10,000 years, 20,000, you go back, so far behind, there are masters coming time after time, age after age. That's why this is called timeless wisdom. There is a reason why we call this timeless wisdom, right? So what this means is, this is not about I'm trying to be prejudiced with myself. I'm trying to administratively figure it out. How do I live my lifestyle? What are the things I need to do? What are the things imbalance I need to start capturing about it? It is about that conscious leadership that you are bringing to your own self and trying to understand where you begin and where you end. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Like the way, we talked about, this is a government, right? You have a legislative body, you have an executive body, and a judicial body. Like that, you have your mind, you have your knowledge base, and you have your ego, I. In every character in my story, me is everywhere. If I am telling a story about myself, hey, I really had this situation, I went through this ABC, this was so funny, you are the hero. Aren't we? The me presides over everything that I am doing. And in case something happens in a negative way, even that me is be the victim. Right? You feel prosecuted. You feel that somebody has judged you. Society has withdrawn from you. You feel very defensive. You feel very, abusive. Right? You feel like so many things happening in that moment. Those few seconds that you're going through, the mind is racing like 30,000 miles per hour. So many things come in your mind. I'm impartially being judged by somebody, or you are giving me this position of I'm a very strong leader, I can do this, or I really believe you can make it happen. All this is, coming from those moments where the character is the main thing, right? So when you are trying to be in one of these situations, and I tell you that go be the executive body, commander-in-chief for your system, you will utterly fail. Each of us will utterly fail. When you are victimized, when you think you are victimized, you become very unreasonable to yourself. When you are in unreasonable, insecure, and you don't have the full authority, authentic nature of you is gone because of this false phobia, How can you be able to go deep and realize your own self? It is just not possible. You can never come close to your relationship with life. You will not be able to recognize what is real from unreal. Wonderful relations will never happen when you're obsessed with the me things and you are concerned. See, in every one of our families, we are concerned with our family. Why are we concerned? Because I am associating this me with the other me. This me itself is fictional. This fictional is associating to the other fictional who is standing next to me. It can be your parents, it can be your family. Why? Why is that? I'm obsessed. I'm attached to them. Because I don't realize the true meaning of my me. What has happened is I created a false cocoon, right? And then I'm living in this cocoon and I assume that everyone is also living in that same cocoon. And I am attached to that cocoons. And something happens in the process, I'm severely hurt. You go to a point where you go wage war against each other just because you don't like each other or just because somebody said something. So when you are victim, when you are judge, you are creating a lot of stress and anxiety within this, constantly, putting this victim card, constantly judging. In a way that you lead your life, you will never be able to lead the life. Because you yourself have limited your own self. There is no concept of self for a person who is always living outside. Because self has to be realized inside. For that realization to happen, you need to sit in a quiet time. You need to ask questions to your own me and trying to understand what this me is all about and how this me can bring you into that lifestyle where you are able to understand or at least consciously be aware what is truth, what is not, what is real, what is not. That's why these fundamental questions, who am I, right? What is real? And finally, what is love? Very, very important. When somebody else is making a character assassination on me, they have already assumed things about me, right? Hey, this guy is ABC. This guy is XYZ. No matter how much you try to pay attention or you give the details, they will never understand about it. Isn't it? Right? So the more and more we start to give priority to this discussion of me, you are really getting out of that body-mind phenomena. This is another way of looking at it. So when you ask the question, who am I? When you ask the question, how do I need to look at what is the real thing? All this victim card, whatever is happening in our lives, right? If you really take 30 seconds and ask that question to yourself, you will realize very quickly that this is all the drama. This is all false. Right? It's like you're traveling and two people are coming together, you guys sit together, you talk, you discuss, funny jokes, all that will come in and then you depart. Do you even recall them after you depart? You don't. That's it. But then you just had a beautiful moment. Why is that I'm not able to have a similar thing with my family, with my near and dear, with my situations, with my incidents, with my day-to-day activity? It's because I'm obsessed. I'm attached to it. It is the attachment that brings the sorrow, not the work of it. See, if a person is doing a lot of work, let's suppose you're doing spiritual seva, right? When you're doing spiritual seva, you don't feel any stress or anxiety or anything like that. When do you start to feel that? When you feel that I am doing so much work. The character of me is so powerful that it will start to show itself at some point to say that this me is doing so much, but nobody is recognizing this me. I'm doing so much. I'm taking this, I'm taking that, I don't have time. And all this is coming because I need to be recognized. You want to recognize. That recognition is not coming to you. That recognition is stress and anxiety. Remember that. Whenever you're doing spiritual work, spiritual seva, I'm talking about seva, nishkamya karma. You are feeling stressed. You are feeling little uneasy. You are feeling anxiety. You are feeling like, I've lost. Then you are expecting recognition. At that point, you are not in the spiritual seva. You are your own me seva. You are serving your own me. The ego aspect of me wants some recognition. Somebody has to come and put a shawl on you and recognize you and say, oh, you have done a fantastic job. You keep doing it. Then you go for another 1 week or 10 days or 2 weeks, whatever, right? And then again, the me character will come out. This is how our lives have been. So don't expect that the one who actually does will never say that he's doing it. Right? If you're a real sevaka, you will never talk about doing seva. It's a natural part of your evolution. Why do I need to say anything? I am worshipping God today. If you are worshipping, who is the real worshipper? Is the one who doesn't have a reason to worship. But yet, he will never leave the worship. He is the real one. But the one who says, I do daily prayer, I do this, I do ABCD, I do XYZ, I do 1, 2, 3 every day. I am like spending so many hours and all. He's a false I. That me character. So when we bring this perspective into our lives, it is not about somebody else. It is about me as a person, me as an individual, me as this mind, me as this emotion, me as this senses, me as this physical body. How do I relate it? How do I try to bring it together? That is all what it is. Meditation is an excellent way to de-stress your system. Because whatever I am holding it here is coming in my life. If I am able to shift things here, my life also shifts. If I am able to create a very good thought pattern, that thought pattern, whatever I'm looking for, will become my reality in a very short order. For that to happen, I need to be in a quiet, I need to give myself quiet time. Right now, in my busy life, I don't have time to give anybody anything. I'm just worried about this whole thing all the time. My government is always busy having its own conversations, its own things going on. I don't have any opportunity to deal with other governments. Isn't it? How can I create opportunities when I am not even allowing any other government to even come close to me? I'm talking, I'm singing, I'm filming, I'm going, into other minds. I'm the ambassador to everybody else. I try to give that you are not the one. I don't preach it. I don't live the life of truth, but yet talk about truth. How does these things won't work? You may try for 1,000 years or 1,000 lifetimes. You will never get the sense of truth if you don't live by it. Have we ever closed our eyes and felt the energy flowing within us, through you, within you, right? If I close my eyes and then you go inside, you will see the energy is moving within you. You can feel it's running in your skin. It's making you warm. You feel that breath. You feel your heartbeat. Your eyes are flicking. Fingers are moving. The inside of the fingers, not the outside. The power of life is always in the moment. The power of life is flowing in the moment. Right? Every emotion is true. Every emotion is real. Because when you are emotional, you are creating that reality. The emotion, every sensory perception is telling you the truth. The thoughts that manipulates your emotion are not real. They are false. The force of life is the pure energy. Nothing else is real. Right? So when we can talk about this for next 5 hours, but the point that we have to take home here is when you try to bring that mirror, right? The mind is my mirror of reflection of truth, and many attempts represents what that real thing is. It tries to represent that real thing as if that is the thing. It does not. It is just a representation. See, if scriptures are saying that, even Bhagavan at some point said it, right? He said, when you go try to find this mind, you will know that there is no mind. If we say that statement now, nobody is going to accept. Does any of us accept that there is no mind? This entire thing is happening because of mind. Who can say that, yes, there is a mind or there is not a mind? The person who actually went through this in search of that mind to find an answer. What is truth? Is mind really exists, or it's just a conglomeration of thoughts? Let me find it out, right? Who goes in search of that question or quest, inner quest, they will quickly realize that there is really no mind. We fight for our own ideas. We have our own personal opinions. We live at the expense of our emotional health. We always live in the fight and flight. Why should I? There is a simple question that we have to understand, that why should I need to understand truth? When life itself is truth, what is there to understand? Does truth needs proof? That truth needs faith? Do we think that truth has to survive in the society? That truth has to be told through stories? The truth exists before these stories. The truth exists before the humanity. The truth exists before the universe. It is always in the unseen form. The truth always is there. Even after the storytellers are gone, even after me as a character is gone, the truth still exists. Truth will not go anywhere because there is no place for truth to go. Truth is everywhere. I'm feeling the truth every day in my sleep. I just don't have the conscious feel of it. Right? So when you bring that perspective of truth into your life, the shift has to happen. It is a natural shift. Please understand that you're not forcing yourself. That shift naturally happens. It is meant to happen that way because you are flowing with that universal in the moment aspect of it, right? See, the me character is driving your everyday. When you start to realize that this me character is what is driving everything of you, what happens is you take a pause. The moment you take a pause, you are in the moment. Then the energy starts to flow. So the more you start to take time to recognize it in awareness, the faster the transformation is going to be. Right? There is no bad life, there is no good life, there is only life. Our mind can imagine zillion things. Your mind will also cancel, it's like, conspire your life. Okay, it will also judge your own life. But it is all false, my dear masters. We have to come to terms in our own ways with the truth. How you do it, it's your way. Whether you sit in meditation and try to bring that, or you introspect, or you create that inner conflict and then trying to figure it out, or you take this outer reality of a character, the unreal character of you, and try to question it to understand. Whatever may be the method, it doesn't really matter. The outcome is same. The only one who can save the me character in your life is you. You are the only one, because you are the hero of your story, and you are the only one who can save you from unreal to real, from who your real I is. Rather than perceiving the truth, most of us yield to that inner voice. We just rely on that inner voice. Okay, I want intuitional help to be able to realize that. When we listen to our own thoughts, we believe them, we obey them at the expense of our happiness, at the expense of our peace. We do not realize that. Have we ever realized that at the expense when I have my thought and I obey that thought, not necessarily a righteous thought? At that moment, are we in that awareness that this will cost me quite a bit? This very thought, when I explore it or when I experience it, I will create a lot of unhappiness, lot of ashanti. My peace is gone in my life. Where my focus is instead of trying to look at this from that perspective, I look at it in a different perspective. We focus and try to understand what are the past conversations related to this. What are any past memories I may have that can bring this? Past years, how did I perceive this? You will patiently think about connected thoughts to bring them together to make that attention come through. We have that imagination, right? You create all that drama. If me is the problem, me is also the solution. The question is me, the answer is also me. Right? If the leader of the country is the one who created the problem, it is the leader of the country who can solve the problem too. He has the authority to do so. So if your me has created this whole confusion for you, it is that inner me that can solve that confusion as well. You don't even have to call it inner me, it's just the me. Only thing is you change your perception. So every change requires action, right? Every change requires action. One action leads to another until a new habit called looking beyond the state happens. And then the change will become evident because you will start to experience that. Moment I ask the question to myself, hey, why is this me behaving like this? The me is asking the question to me, and the me is the one who is answering it. The moment you get the answer, you are creating a pattern now. This pattern, as one action by another, the change comes and slowly it becomes evident in my life. It becomes a reality. In time, the people who have perceptions on you will shift. Their perceptions will shift. Their reality on you, their opinions, their judgments, whatever they hold in their me's, all of that will shift. So then at that point, you don't need to look for any other me's for solutions. You have all you need to build a healthy, happy, and a peaceful life with the abundance of energy, not just like, limited energy, abundance of energy. You have the will, you have the awareness. What else is needed? The virtual me is gone, the real me has taken over. So this pearl of wisdom that's why it's called timeless wisdom. No matter, even today you're talking about it, even after 10,000 years, this truth will still prevail. It doesn't go anywhere else. So let us start to embrace this truth in a way that it helps to bring that clarity in our me as a character. Without the voice of me, you don't know who you are. The first question that I need to ask, who am I? The answer is for you to know who this me is. When you are represented at your work, when you are represented with your family, when you are represented in the society, when you are represented in a particular event or a party, whatever that context is, how are you reflecting your me? Are you taking this me very seriously? Are you taking the other me also equally seriously? Or are you just relaxed, taking a step back, let the me create the problem, and the me will also provide the solution? Are you able to witness it? All right. We'll stop here for today, but if you have any questions, we'll take for next 1 or 2 questions. Any questions? So the me aspect of is very important, masters. The sooner you start to realize this me, the faster it gives you an opportunity to shift. Everything, the lifestyle that you are leading, whether it is health issues, or you looking for healing, or you're looking for problems to be resolved, are you looking for greater heights of your life, or you're looking for happiness, you're looking for peace, whatever may be that you are looking in your life, it is in that looking you have the answer. If you do not look for it, you will never find it. All right. Try to dwell little deeper on this. You have to contemplate on this discussion. Whatever happened today, you have to contemplate on this. If you do not contemplate on this, it will soon be gone from your system, because the me is such a powerful thing that it will never allow you to question the me with the me. It will never allow you. You need to be very, very aware. That can only come when you contemplate. When you contemplate, see, the beauty is when you listen to this number of times. Okay, why do I need to listen to truth? Because keep listening to the truth forever and ever and ever, you will have a little interest. Your heart will start to accept the message of truth, because only your heart understands the language of truth. And what happens? It slowly creates a shift in your lifestyle. Then with that shift, happening, as you are listening to the truth again and again, you actually start to remember that. Every day you practice about it. I mean, not necessarily, sadhana type it. You are like remembering that again and again. And through that process of remembrance, you will have questions. It is a must. Shravan karne ka hi hai. Manan bhi karne ka hai. Without manan, you will not know what the truth is. Because through that process of you connecting to it in your own version, you will have so many questions. Those questions have to come. If those questions won't come, then you are blocked. Once those questions are answered, then you contemplate and meditate on this truth. Then you will become the truth. If in either of these 4 steps, if you are missing one step, you will not realize the truth. That is not true for just truth, for anything. Especially for truth, this is the way, this is the only way. If I am doing only listening, I am not remembering every day whatever I listened about, or kind of memorizing, trying to see how this is connected to me, what is my version of me, right? If I don't contemplate, or if I don't sit and rehearse myself, right, understand what I got of today's session, what happens? This quickly faded off, because your mind is so occupied with the outside world. After this session is gone, you are in a different world altogether. You may be going and watching a movie with your family, right? It's a Friday night, let's chill out. Gone. Truth is long gone. It doesn't stick to you. What you have listened today, you got to listen to it again. It is not about me talking, you listening. It has nothing to do with this character me, or me as you, or me as me. It has nothing to do with it. It is about the truth that we spoke. That is what we need to focus on. The truth. If you come and tell me, oh, it was an excellent session, Master, why do I care? Why do you care? It's a false I. Each of us are, you are prizing this false I. Through your false I, you're praising this my false I. It's bad for both of us. It doesn't serve the purpose. Where it serves the purpose is when you take this subject and then you remind yourself on the subject and try to understand what the outcome of it, then you will definitely get questions, because truth is something that you cannot comprehend. You have to have questions. When you relate it to you, if I'm talking about me as a character and I'm going through it, I will have moments in my life that I will be able to say that, okay, I have these ABC questions. So how do I get responses, right? Then you connect, you talk, you get answers to those questions. Now you are ready to practice that. Until that time, practice won't come. So if you are sitting and just practicing without understanding what truth is, why truth is needed, what is the purpose, who am I, and some of these basic questions, then you are just sitting, that's it. You're not going to get much out of it. You have to have the basic knowledge. You have to remember daily, chant it, and then figure out if you have any questions, get answers to those questions, and then you contemplate and meditate on it. Then you become it. All right? If you do not surrender, if you do not become, if I want to become what I am looking for, see, the scriptures and everybody is saying what you are looking. I am the God. The God is looking for God. For God's sake, the God is looking for God. Isn't it? I am God. I am looking for God. When do I realize that? When I start to look for that God, I will start to realize that God, there is no second God. The God is within me as me. Why is that I don't have that? I never looked at it. I never pursued that path to find God. So, in a similar way, if you want to get truth, if you want to get nirvana, if you want to get moksha, if you want to go to the heavenly board, right? Christians call about heavenly board. Buddhists talk about nirvana. Hindus, we say moksha. All these are same. If you want that, then you have to spend time. You have to give time. Truth has to be revealed through you, as you. All right? So, any questions? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the wisdom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
And tomorrow is the satsang. So if you want to tell everyone who's
Yes,
joining.
please. I'm glad you remembered. So tomorrow we have the satsang at Dinesh Master and Survi Ma'am's residence. So please do join us. This is a great opportunity where we connect with the truth and we become the truth as part of this effort. Please, we have to give time for this truth to be realized. If you do not have time for this truth, then the truth will consume you. The unreal truth will consume us, right? All of us. So you have to try to find opportunities when you can meet with the like-minded people. Try to go to satsangs as much as possible. I'm not talking about temples, my dear master. I'm talking about satsang. In relationship, in companionship, in friendship with the truth, the real truth. That is what will relieve you from the pain that you're going through. Everything else is false. All right, so please do join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. At the Master's Residence, and then we'll have wonderful satsang. We'll have wisdom, timeless wisdom topic. And
So
then
where is this place exactly?
this place is in Fairfax, madam. We have the address. You are part of the group here
Yeah, I recently joined. So
recently. You are in the which group you are in?
I'm Sushma's.
Okay, if you look at the in-person group,
In-person group, yeah.
yeah, so
Oh, I
the
got
address
it.
is posted over there.
Okay, okay.
We can
I'm in
repost it if you
Austin.
want
I
it.
think I'm in Austin, but I think you're in Virginia, right?
You are
Right.
in Austin?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can join virtually, madam.
Okay.
We also have this. We open the bridge. This bridge, the same link is open. You can join virtually as well.
Sure. I will
And then,
join. Yeah,
yes.
this session really connected to me. I'm in search of myself, and you really answered a lot of questions in my mind. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Any other questions, masters? All right. If not, then let's call it a night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, masters. Thank you.
Happy Holi, sir.
Happy Holi.
Thank you.
Happy Holi to everyone. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.